Hello, and welcome to Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Daniel Pineda. We have a great program this week. We have our news stories, community bulletin board, and 55 plus news. But first, a social media reminder. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also on Facebook and WERA 96.7 FM. And now on to our first news story for this week. As of Friday morning, February 11th, reports show the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Arlington increased by 609 for the week, up to 39,290. We at Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News will continue to monitor the situation as the winter months continue. As for vaccinations, we examine Arlington County's Vaccination Tracker. According to that site, 195,645 Arlingtonians aged 5 and above have received at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. They show that figure as 86.3% of their estimated eligible population of 224,754 Arlingtonians. Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for 5 through 11-year-olds is still available at the following locations. Arlington Mill Community Center, that's located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street, and Walter Reed Community Center, that's located at 2909 16th Street South. Walk-ins for 5 through 11-year-olds are available Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6:45 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. For more information, consult the Arlington County website. Arlington Public Libraries intend to once again be giving away at-home COVID-19 test kits, but they have temporarily run out. For those who can't get an at-home test kit from the library, Arlington County has 3 testing kiosks open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. The kiosks are located in Virginia Highlands Park parking lot. That's located at 1600 South Hay Street, the Arlington Mill Community Center parking lot at 909 South Dinwiddie Street, and the Courthouse Plaza parking lot at 2088 15th Street North. In addition, another kiosk is open at Marymount University. The Virginia Department of Health also has a list of testing locations. And now on to our next news story for this week. In the spring of 2021, Arlington County hired a consultant to count the local deer population using drones. The company published a September report which stated that Arlington had populations of 20 to 39 deer per square mile in certain places, exceeding the 5 to 15 deer per square mile that is considered healthy. However, the Animal Welfare League of Arlington, which oversees animal control for Arlington County, disagreed that the local deer population had reached unhealthy levels and urged the county to adopt a practical, humane, and sustainable deer management plan that doesn't overemphasize the numbers. AWLA President and CEO Samuel Walbert and Chief of Animal Control Jennifer Toussaint issued a joint statement which said, "From our extensive work in humane wildlife management, we know from experience that the issue is not the number of deer, but rather the conflicts we have with them." Walbert and Toussaint maintained that 5 to 15 deer per square mile is healthy and that no single count of deer qualifies as overpopulation. They added, there is no one magic number that any community should have, saying Arlington County, with 13 deer per square mile, has too many deer is a political determination and not based on the environment in which the deer are located. Of all the calls and online reports their animal control division receives related to wildlife, only 3% were related to deer. In addition, AWLA leaders stated, it's easy to blame deer for any forestry growth woes, when the reality is that forests are affected by many factors: insect damage, disease, pollutants like harsh fertilizers, invasive species, increased foot traffic, climate and weather extremes, overdevelopment, and deer. The county is planning to hire a professional wildlife consultant to interpret this data and gather additional information to determine if and how deer are impacting the natural landscape. This information will guide a public engagement process that will culminate with a presentation to the county board this summer. According to Department of Parks and Recreation spokeswoman Susan Kalish, deer are necessary aspects of wildlife with important ecological functions when it balanced with the surrounding habitat. Arlington takes its role as a steward of wildlife and its natural lands seriously. And now on to our last news story for this week. The Arlington County Board approved 2 programs in November as part of a spending plan for $29.5 million in American Rescue Plan Act dollars that apportion funding for a host of new equity initiatives. These 2 programs will use about $2.8 million in ARPA funds. The first provides free transit to work for residents currently enrolled in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance and Temporary Assistance for Needy Families programs, which are run by the Department of Human Services. The department would distribute prepaid Smart Trip cards worth $150 or 75 rides to about 7,200 pre-identified residents. Meanwhile, the student pilot program subsidizes the currently discounted $1 a trip student iRide card for certain students traveling to and from school. Arlington Public Schools will distribute these cards to up to 2,400 middle and high school students who aren't well served by school bus services, such as kids who live at the edges of a large walk zone or attend programs far from home. Participants in both programs have 18 months to use their cards, which also work on Metrobus and Metro Rail lines. However, the subsidy only applies on ART bus trips, according to DES spokesman Nate Graham. The county is interested in applying for a future grant and would use the data collected from the 18-month pilot programs and results from the FAIR study to support such an application. Last week, the county requested funding from DPRT for a study that would analyze these questions as well as equity concerns and stakeholder feedback. He said, the county should know if it received the grant in June. According to Chief Race and Equity Officer Samia Bird, these 2 pilot programs help to further the mission of realizing Arlington's commitment to equity, race, which includes advancing racial equity to reduce and prevent disparities in our service to the community. Even though no longer unequal by law, systemic barriers still exist. ART bus fare had been suspended for all users from March 2020 until January 2021 due to the pandemic. Well, that does it for the news for this week. Now on to our community bulletin board stories.
Hi, and welcome to CBB. Our first CBB event is for kids in kindergarten through grade 5. It's another installment of Kids Club. This one's called Tinker Time. Here's a word about COVID-19 safety. Attendees and family groups will be spaced 6 feet apart to account for social distancing. All attendees aged 2 and older, regardless of vaccination status, will be required to wear a mask while inside all library facilities. Space is limited, and attendance is first come, first served until the event capacity is reached. You can call 703-228-5946 for more information. That's on Wednesday, February 23rd from 4:15 to 5 o'clock p.m. in the Barbara M. Donlin Auditorium at Arlington Central Library, 1015 North Quincy Street. Next up, free 2021 tax preparation assistance is still being offered through the Arlington County Public Library. You can get certified tax counselors to prepare your return for free. It's being presented in partnership with AARP for people with limited income. Be sure to bring previous 2 years' tax returns, correspondence you got from the IRS or the state, Social Security cards or other official documentation that show the taxpayer IDs for every individual on your return, government-issued photo ID for each taxpayer, checking or savings account information if you want to direct deposit any refunds or direct debit any amounts due, the identity protection PIN for each individual if applicable, and of course other official forms including W-2s, 1099s. If you have a business, bring a summary list of your income and expenses, information about any other income, including cash, an IRS letter 6475 if you have one, and an IRS letter 6419 if you have one. Also, any records of federal, state, or local income tax paid, including quarterly estimated tax payments, if they're not shown on the income documents. Finally, any other records showing possible deductions, such as health insurance or credits. The service is available by appointment only at Columbia Pike Branch Library through April 15th. The available dates and times are Tuesdays from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m., Wednesdays from 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m., Fridays from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m., and Saturdays and Sundays from 10 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. You can get more information and make an appointment at novataxaid.org. Help is also available at other library locations. Just check the Arlington County Library website. Our next event is for kids ages 6 to 12. Hey kids, do you want to see some slimy and scaly animals up close? We'll meet several small, harmless live animals up close, including earthworms, which you'll get to feed to the other animals. For information, call 703-228-6535. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Thursday, February 24th from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. in the Oak Room at Lubber Run Community Center, 300 North Park Drive. Our next event is for families, and it's called Maple Sugaring Morning. It's the sweetest time of year. The sap is running and the maple trees are ready to tap. Join in around the campfire to learn about the traditional practice of maple sugaring, that's turning sap into syrup, and what you need to get started at home. You'll also get the chance to peek into the Robert Walker Log Cabin. You'll need to register both children and adults because children must be accompanied by a registered adult. For information, call 703-228-3403. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Saturday, February 26th from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock a.m. at Gulf Branch Nature Center, 3608 North Military Road. The next event is for adults. It will begin at Longbridge Park, followed by a drive to Roach's Run. In each location, the group will explore the cultural history of the area, from the intrigue of the Roach family in the 1800s to the later constructions of the G.W. Parkway and National Airport. Nature abounds in both locations, and the group will keep an eye out for winter waterfowl and eagles. The group will also look at the impacts that these human activities have had on the ecology of the region. For information, call 703-228-3403. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Saturday, February 26th from 10 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock noon at Longbridge Park, 475 Longbridge Drive. Our final CBB event is for teens aged 12 to 17. It's called Erosion in Glen Carlin Park. You'll learn the answers to questions like, what is erosion and how can it be prevented? Then you'll hike to take a look at the causes and effects of erosion in Glen Carlin Park. For information, call 703-228-6535. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Saturday, February 26th from 1:30 to 3 o'clock p.m. at Long Branch Nature Center, 625 South Carlin Springs Road. Now it's time for 55 Plus News.
Howdy, and welcome to 55 Plus News. Our first 55 Plus event is called Dementia Friendly Arlington. The idea is to raise awareness, reduce stigma, and improve compassion. Here is a chance to learn to change the way you think, act, and talk about dementia. By helping people in the community to understand what dementia is and how it affects people, each of us can make a difference for people touched by dementia. This session will raise awareness about Alzheimer's and dementia through training video and discussions, provide supportive options for people with dementia and their caregivers and family, and engage people from diverse communities. Who can benefit from this webinar? Well, caregivers and family members of people with dementia, or anyone who knows someone with dementia. Might even help the people with dementia. Registration is free. Registrants will be sent the Zoom meeting info by email before the event. The presenters will be Yelara Basiri and Caitlin Stauffer from Arlington County Department of Human Services. For more information, email jodlum@arlingtonva.us. That's on Wednesday, February 23rd from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m. 55 Plus membership is not required. This is a virtual event. Next up, are you wondering what your heirlooms and jewelry are worth? Jamie Grasso, a certified gemologist with JG Jewelry and Estates LLC, will discuss the value of antiques and estate jewelry, diamonds, gold, and silver. You can even bring one small item for a free evaluation. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 912-400-21. That's on Thursday, February 24th from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. at Langston Center, 2121 North Culpeper Street. You gotta be 55 and up for this one, and 55 Plus membership is required. Our next event is called It's So Easy, the Geico Caveman. After breaking new ground with its Gecko character, Geico continued its success with intelligent and urbane Neanderthals who somehow were still around to be offended by the tagline, "It's so easy a caveman can do it." Pat Dubin, Geico's creative director for many years, will give a first-hand account of the campaign's development. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 912-400-22. That's on Thursday, February 24th from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. You gotta be 55 and up. 55 plus membership is required, and this is a virtual event. Next up, Airbnb has taken the world by storm as a resource for finding cheaper and more convenient vacation rentals and hotel rooms. This class will share Airbnb tips and tricks, show how to set up an account, explain the booking process, and provide suggestions for Airbnb guest etiquette. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 912-403-03. That's on Thursday, February 24th from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m. at Lubber Run Park, North Columbus and 2nd Street. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Our next event is a chance to discover the life, legacy, and world of Selena Norris Gray. She was the formerly enslaved housekeeper of Arlington House who saved treasured George and Martha Washington family heirlooms for history. Park historian John McNair will lead this virtual presentation. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 912-400-32. That's on Thursday, February 24th from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. You gotta be 55 and up. 55 plus membership is required, and again, this is a virtual event. Our last CBB event is about falls prevention. You know, falls are a traditional part of slapstick comedy, but they are not a normal part of the age-in process. Join physical therapist Jennifer Judah and occupational therapist Keisha Lewis with Weldom LLC as they explore fall risk factors and provide tips to prevent future falls and injury. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 912-502-03. That's on Friday, February 25th from 11 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock noon at Lubber Run Park, North Columbus and 2nd Streets. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Anyway, that's all I got for 55 plus news.
And that concludes this week's show. We will be back next week with more news from Arlington. Meanwhile, be careful, be safe, and be well.
Okay, here's a song that features our bass player, Mary Hines. And it's about party lines. When I was growing up in New York in the 60s, not every house had a dedicated phone line. We had party lines that connected 4, 5, 6 neighbors. And you could pick up the phone and make a call, and somebody else would be using it. You had to wait until they stopped talking. So when I was a little kid, there was a very attractive young girl on the block named Debbie, and my fantasy was that I would pick up the phone, make a call, and there would be Debbie on the line. Maybe she'd be talking to her friend about how she had a really secret crush on me. Okay, it never happened, but we're going to do the song anyway. Andy's going to sing it on our telephone mic. Maybe, I hope there's nobody on there. Okay.
Bayside 47669. That's my number on the party line. The whole damn block shares the same two wives. The Harvarders hides and the back in time. Miss McIntyre's daughter, her name is Debbie Sue. She's easy on the eyes and she knows how to do. Hey, Miss McIntyre, put Debbie on the line. Andy, I told you I'm not done talking. Debbie don't have time. Well, Miss McIntyre's talking. You just gotta wait. She may take 10 minutes. She may take all day. Hey, Miss McIntyre, Saturday, need to find me a date. She says, don't rush me, man. You still got lots more to say. Bayside 47669. That's my number on the party line. The whole damn block shares the same two wives. The Harvarders hides in the back of time. Now here's where the story turns out but true. One day Debbie picked up the phone, same time as you know who. She said, is that you, Harry? Yes, it's me, Debbie Sue.